Good morning, Harvest LA. This is Lillian. We are going to start with daily devotion for March 31st in Matthew 27 to 26. I'm going to start with NIV version. Meanwhile, Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" "You have said so," Jesus replied. When he was accused by the chief priest and the elders, he gave no answer. Then the Pilate asked him, "Don't you hear the testimony they are bringing against you?" But Jesus made no reply, not even to a single charge, to the great amazement of the governor. Now it was the governor's custom at the festival to release the prisoner chosen by the crowd. At the time, they had a well-known prisoner whose name was Jesus Barabbas. So when the crowd had gathered, Pilate asked them, "Which one do you want me to release to you, Jesus Barabbas, or Jesus who is called the Messiah?" But he knew it was out of the self-interest that they had handed Jesus over to him. While Pilate was sitting on the judge's seat, his wife sent this message: "Don't have anything to do with that innocent man, for I have suffered a great deal today in a dream because of him." But the chief priest and the elder persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and had Jesus executed. "Which of the two do you want me to release to you?" asked the governor. "Barabbas," they answered. "What should I do, then, with Jesus who is called the Messiah?" Pilate asked. They all answered, "Crucify him." "Why? What crime has he committed?" asked Pilate. But they shouted all the louder, "Crucify him." When Pilate saw he was getting nowhere, but that instead an uproar was starting, he took water and washed his hands in front of the crowd. "I am innocent of this man's blood," he said. "It is your responsibility." And the people answered, "This blood is on us and on our children." Then he released Barabbas to them, but he had Jesus flogged and handed him over to be crucified. Today, from the passage, there are two interesting characters. One is Pilate. The second one is Jesus. So how they deal with the critical situation they face. So for Pilate, when he received Jesus' case, he first verified, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Then second, he asked, "Don't you hear the testimony charged against you?" That implied, I don't know, do you know I have the right to release you? He wanted to make sure Jesus know that. And he gave Jesus a chance to say something. However, Jesus is quiet. Then Pilate realized Jesus is innocent. Then he tried to find a way to release Jesus. However, he worried about the crowd and high priest. They tried to execute him from the self-interest. So he think about the way. There's a custom to release a prisoner every year. So he asked the crowd, "Do you want me to release the Jesus Barabbas or the Jesus Messiah?" However, the crowd said, "Jesus Barabbas." Then he asked, "Then what do you want me to do with the Messiah? What crime has he been committed?" He knows Jesus is innocent, but he doesn't know what to do with the uproaring crowd. Plus, he got a message from his wife. "Do not do anything with him. I suffer a great deal in dream because of him." So from all this pressure, it is a tough decision for Pilate to make. He's struggling to shed the innocent blood or fight for the justice. Unfortunately, I think Pilate wasn't prepared for this tough decision. He's wondering how to make the majority happy, make his wife happy, make his political partner happy. Eventually, in the rush, he made the wrong decision. He hanged Jesus. He washed his hand in front of them to claim that I'm innocent of this man's blood. It is your responsibility. However, he cannot get away from his responsibility from washing his hand. Do you also have a tough decision to make under pressure currently? Do you have the pressure from your peers, your boss, from the customers, from your close friends, or from your family? This might lead you away from truth or make decisions hurting someone's interest. Similar situation remind me the other commander, Claudius Lysias, who's in charge of Paul's case. He do it differently. He was postpone his case, and he find a way, he get 200 soldiers, 200 spearsmen, and 17 mounted troops, and try to send Paul to Caesarea at 9 p.m. I think he did this is not because he feared God. It's mainly because Paul is a Roman citizen. Compared to Claudius Lysias, who Pilate, he has a higher authority, but he didn't do this to Jesus' case. Maybe because Claudius Lysias he just a governor, he just a commander. He has a place to send the Paul to. But Pilate doesn't have a place to send Jesus to because he's a governor already. But what I think about is what Pilate can do is he can postpone his case, maybe capture him, keep him present for a few days, and find a way to release him. Or he probably doesn't need to please the crowd all the time, especially against the truth. He may not able to find a place to send Jesus away. But the same situation that happened to us, may God give us wisdom and courage to walk with God, to seek God and wait for God in these critical moments. So I think about Jesus' case in his crucifixion. Differently, Jesus is prepared. He may be still scared as we are, but he followed and determined to please God. And this season, I think about the Easter coming. I really encourage you to think again what Jesus faced, such a terrible crucifixion, which is for you and me. I don't know what kind of struggle you are dealing with right now. Jesus died for you and me. You may have a pressure from peers, from crowds, from boss, co-workers, friends, or school. But don't give up yourself, and don't give up your faith. May we all look upon the cross and receive his comfort, wisdom to strengthen our faith. Maybe you said, I don't really experience God. I pray that God, the living God, reveal himself to you in your life journey. Keep walking on the right path. Do not stop. God is reaching out his hand, waiting for you to meet you in the halfway. May God's love fill your heart more and more. I pray. See you next time. Bye.